So I have kind of a bad track record when it comes to job interviews. I'm still in high school, so I've only ever applied to retail or food service jobs, and I was always pretty good at getting interviews. Of the 3 jobs I applied for, I got an interview every single time. And out of all of them, I didn't get hired once. No idea why. Maybe it's just because this area is really competitive, but I thought at least 2 of those interviews were going pretty well. In one of them, I was applying to work at a university cafeteria, and the manager even told me what I needed to wear and to expect a call back soon. But he never called back. I even bought the uniform. Maybe he wasn't a real manager and it was just a scam to sell fake uniforms. I'll never know. But there was this one time when I knew I would never, ever get the job. I bombed it almost as badly as you can bomb an interview. It was during my sophomore year of high school, the first job I ever applied to. More than 2 months after I'd sent out my application, I got a call from my local Five Below asking me to come in for an interview. Great! Usually the interview is just a formality to make sure that you're not a psychopath, so it should be pretty easy. Looking back, maybe that's why I never got the job. Anyways, I was a nervous wreck leading up to the interview. I went through like 50 sample job interview questionnaires trying to prepare for it. The one thing I was worried about above all else is that he'd ask me what my weaknesses were. Such a stupid question. Do they even want you to answer it honestly? And it's not like you could say something like, oh, my weakness is that I work too hard. They just expect it from you. It wouldn't go down. Eventually, I just decided that my interview had to know that and wouldn't bother with such a pointless question. I was wrong. When it was finally time to be judged, I arrived at the Five Below drenched in nervous sweat. That must have looked pretty weird considering that it was the middle of winter. Anyways, my interviewer, a bald guy with bright red hair, led me into some tiny storage closet that he was using as an office. The room was so small that there wasn't even enough room for my chair, so I was just sitting shoved halfway through the doorway. At first, the interview was going okay. He just seems bored, reading off a list of pre-made questions and looking for any obvious red flags. The usual. And then it happens. So, what are your weaknesses? I didn't plan for this. Of course he was going to ask this. At first I just sat there trying to think of a response. Surely there must be something that I can say. But I just sat there, staring at him. And the whole time, all I'm thinking is, come on, say something. Literally anything. It doesn't even matter at this point. Anything would be better than just sitting here and staring at him. But I didn't say anything. I just sat there, totally defeated by this one question. And he just sat there and waited for my response. The harder I tried to think of something to say, the more it eluded me, until my mind went almost completely empty. After about 5 straight minutes of staring at each other with no conversation at all, I give up on the interview and just decide to stare him down until he reacts. Still, nothing happens. After literally 20 more minutes pass, I could see the clock from where I was sitting, we are still staring at each other in this tiny supply closet. I think there was a shift change while this was happening since I heard all the employees messing with the lockers in the room behind me. I eventually just zone out. And then, he finally says something. Get out. Okay. And I get up and leave the store. The end. I didn't get the job. Obviously. But why did he just sit there for so long? Was he trying to beat me at my own game? Is he that desperate for variety in his life? I don't know, and I don't think it matters anymore.